Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. And today I have another book review for you and we are continuing my Discworld journey with The We Free Men by Terry Pratchett. This is the 31st Pratchett book, I want to say. I'll write it down here if I'm wrong. And it is the first Tiffany Aching book, who is a new young witch, and I do love Tiffany Aching. I have read this before, so this is my second read of this book. Let me read you guys the blurb. Before getting to that, don't forget, if you like what you see, to subscribe to this channel. Your continued support means a lot, so thank you guys so much. Crivens, what about us, you dafty? There's trouble on the Aching farm. Nightmares spreading down from the hills, and Tiffany Aching's little brother has been stolen away. To get him back, Tiffany has a weapon, a frying pan, her granny's magic book, well, diseases of the sheep, and the Knack-Mack Feegle, the We Free Men, the fighting, thieving, tiny blue-skinned pixies who were thrown out of fairyland for being drunk and disorderly. Love it. Like The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Rodents, this is one of the middle grade Terry Pratchett books. I have a few quotes from this one, so we'll go into that first. Chapter 1. Some things start before other things. Such wise words there, Pratchett. Page 12. She'd read the dictionary all the way through. No one told her you weren't supposed to. Can you see why I like Tiffany already? Page 19. There was the good old child's book of fairy tales, so old that it belonged to an age when there were far more E's around. I love this because it's so true. And magic used to be spelt with a CK at the end in Old English, so I just love how English has changed before the dictionary was created. Page 60. It seemed to Tiffany that although the owners of the three voices were fighting things that couldn't possibly fight back, including a teddy bear with only one leg, the fight still wasn't going all one way. This is just fantastic Pratchett showing, as always. He's telling you that even though they're fighting an inanimate object, the fight isn't necessarily fully won by the Knack-Mack Feegles, but without telling you that. Page 63. A lot of the stories were highly suspicious in her opinion. There was the one that ended when the two good children pushed the Wicked Witch into her own oven. Tiffany had worried about that after all that trouble with Mrs. Snappily. Stories like this stopped people thinking properly, she was sure. She'd read that one and thought, excuse me? No one has an oven big enough to get a whole person in, and what made the children think they could just walk around eating people's houses in any case? And why does some boy too stupid to know a cow is worth a lot more than 5 beans have the right to murder a giant and steal all his gold? Not to mention commit an act of ecological vandalism. And some girl who can't tell the difference between a wolf and her grandmother must either have been as dense as teak or come from an extremely ugly family. The stories weren't real, but Mrs. Snappily had died because of stories. Oh, so true. And also I love how that's showing Tiffany basically in a granny weatherwax way. She's definitely a witch. Page 94. They glow blue in the presence of lawyers. Right, I've said it before and I will say it again. What has happened to Pratchett and lawyers? I mean, the glow blue when lawyers nearby must be a nod to Lord of the Rings with the swords that glow blue when an orc is nearby. Great, I know Pratchett was a fan of Lord of the Rings, but what did lawyers do to Pratchett? Seriously. Page 167. Every year a tiny bird flies all the way to the rock and wipes its beak on it. Well, when the little bird has worn the mountain down to the size of a grain of sand, that's the day I'll marry you, Rob Anybody Feegle. And this is another link to The Hobbit with the thrush, as the thrush knocks, and that's what wakes the dragon, and that's when you're supposed to be able to go back to the mountain, but the dragon's actually still there. So a nod to that, and also I love how this is Tiffany's response to being asked to marry Rob Anybody Feegle. So she says she will marry him when that mountain is a grain of sand, which means she said yes, which means they have technically done well. Like, done what's been asked of them, but they're not actually doing it, which is superb. And I have 2 more quotes. Page 196. Them as can do has to do for them as can't, and someone has to speak up for them as has no voices. Preach. And finally, page 199. The moon rolled around the clearing, as mournful as a month of Mondays. I mean, yeah. Anyone who works Monday to Friday hates Monday. It's a known fact. That's it for my quotes. Obviously, it's one of the middle grades, so I do tend to get a few less quotes from these ones. probably a good thing. Honestly, when I normally do Pratchett's, I feel like I should just read you all the book because I quote so much, but I can't resist them. But anyway, those are my quotes. I'll now go into my overall review of this. This was a reread for me. I absolutely loved it, even now. It's fast-paced, it's fun, it's light-hearted. Tiffany is such a good character. Everything is shown in pure Pratchett way. Again, I don't know why I bother, but enjoyment, 10 out of 10. Writing style, 10. Plot, 10. World building, 10. Characterization, 10. Representation, 10. And originality, 10. This was a 5-star read for me. I absolutely love Tiffany Aiken and I love the We Free Men. They are fantastic. Thank you very much, Pratchett. You've done it again. And that's it for my book review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy what you see. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Tumblr. I post my bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!